So today we are in Mannheim and we meet Loreena on her European tour, and it's a pleasure that you have some time for us.
It's great to be here.
Thank you. And the first is how many shows you play in Europe now?
We've done 7. We started in Glasgow and did our 7 in a row in Essen the other night. So now we start here, the next batch.
Okay. The last studio album you produced, I think it was 2006 or 7. Something in planning for a new record?
Yes, right now we're actually working on a recording project that would not have so much to do with the history of the Celts, but it's actually songs that I've written over the years that haven't found their way on recordings. And then about 3 years ago I travelled to India to research the connection between the Celts in northern India. That's a much bigger project, so hopefully we will get on that in a year or so.
Okay. What found your love to the Celtic stuff?
I think it was the sound of the music itself, rather than my family history coming from Scotland or Ireland. It was something infectious in the music. And so I started listening to bands from Ireland, Planxty, Bothy Band, a wonderful harpist from Brittany called Ellen Stivell. And that really sparked my desire to play in it. I didn't know how far I would go or what I would do career-wise with it, but I just love to be engaged with the music.
When you start to make music for yourself, what was the greatest inspire you, the greatest, or the musicians you love when you start music?
The musicians that I really was inspired by probably and originally were folk musicians, you know, like Simon and Garfunkel or Leonard Cohen or Joni Mitchell. And then as I became exposed to Celtic music, then it merged more into more Celtic bands, like I mentioned.
Okay.
If that's the question you were asking.
Yeah. When you when you go to your company and you produce some vinyl records in the last years, you think it is a good way to go back to the vinyl stuff, because it is also a root of music to hear vinyl records instead of CDs? The vinyl records.
The vinyl ones?
Yeah, the vinyl.
Yes, I mean, I think what we're responding to is a trend in society that some people are rediscovering vinyl, others are discovering it for the first time. When I was mastering with Bob Ludwig in Portland, Maine, who was, you know, one of the gurus of mastering on the planet, and I asked him, is it true that there is something special about the vinyl sound? And he said, in actual fact, there's a whole set of frequencies that are available in vinyl that haven't been available in CD. And we, from a physiological standpoint, are actually set up to experience those frequencies. I know that when we record, we pay great attention to the food chain that delivers a very strong fidelity. You know, in fact, we choose the studios. So we might choose a studio with Neve desks or Neve strips that are analog and provide a real warm sound. The microphones, the cabling, there are a lot of decisions along the way that you can make to protect or enhance the fidelity. I feel for the music that I do, fidelity is a good part of the experience for a large part of my constituency. It's not just portability that you might have in a CD or a download or some digital file. It is actually the sonic experience. And then, of course, you know, we're as a species, we're also designed to feel much more enriched in multiple sensory experiences. So you have a vinyl album, you've got the beautiful artwork, you've got the tradition of opening it up and you know, just sharing it with the listening with other people. that I think with one of the many downsides of music becoming digitized is not just the fidelity or the piracy and illegal trading, but it's actually the circumstance in which people can share the actual experience of listening to music together, not unlike the way people might prefer to go and see a film together rather than watching a film alone at home.
Yeah, that's right. So then we hope for the next record and the next bomb sound on your side, and say thank you that you was here for us.
Yes, well.
And that's it.
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Dankeschön.